All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Episode 9.
All right,
has been introduced.
Yes, of the Harmony Dragon faction. And she is now a co-worker of Kobayashi's.
Indeed.
So she'll be kind of ingratiating herself into the group dynamics, much to Toru's chagrin.
Yeah.
However, they were able to, I would say, for the most part, address the jealousy angle and the aspect of communicating your needs to your significant other, of sorts. Yeah. So, it was a really wholesome episode last week. So let's get into the next one. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below and then come back here for the discussion. Okay, all right. So we got ourselves a really cute, wholesome sports festival episode. And a lot of it is just, getting to watch the wholesome cuteness of our adorable trio of characters kind of having their little moments and stuff. Yeah, so we've got, Toru and Kobayashi kind of being the awkward mothers of sorts of this, this wonderful little dragon that, had her really kind of sad upbringing of, she had actually probably not really controlling parents at the very least, but they weren't present. Right. And the idea that they weren't present was something that Kana, felt and was not a fan of. So then when she did all those pranks and stuff, we find out, so that was the impetus as to why she did the pranks that caused her to get
look at me
out. Yeah, exactly. And now we get to see her have all that. So there's this wonderful kind of fulfillment for her that she gets to have the thing in her family that she never had in her biological family.
And so, I gotta say, the setup for the whole sports festival thing where she's hearing about it and she's like, oh, yes, tug of rope. Oh,
the translation of what those things mean. Right.
That was just great. I absolutely loved it.
It was snappy too.
Yep. It was snappy. Yeah. It's to the point, and the thing is that, whether she has a completely wrong understanding of what the thing actually is, it's still something where she's like, I want you to be there for it.
Yes. And that is, I would say, partially because of the fact that Saikawa set it up as this is what your parents do. They come here and watch you.
And cheer you on.
And then she's like, wait, parents actually do that? I never had my parents do that for me. And it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Because Kana is the character that is just cute to a fault. Like just cuteness. But she is still a dragon. Young dragon for the most part. But still a dragon that, understands a lot about kind of emotion and stuff like that. So it's not as it's a very interesting dynamic in that when they transformed into people, the dragons, they kind of chose forms that kind of fit a little bit of their personality. Yes. So it makes sense in that regard. Kana's makes sense because she is young, right? In terms of her mind and stuff like that. So it is a thing of where she needs that familial parental love, and it's just like, oh, that's precious. That's sweet.
One might even say that maybe the reason she takes on such an adorable form is because then it'll, it's sort of the evolutionary reason for why the little rascals have to be cute is so that way when the going gets tough, even at the way back when survival was almost impossible, it's I will do whatever I have to protect this creature.
Right. That might have to do more with perception though than the actual aesthetic being something.
Yes, very great point.
It's a circular thing. But I get what you're saying.
But the idea that then Kana takes on this super adorable floof ball form, it's like, yep, there you go.
It's wonderful. We get a little bit of a kind of a fun look into what it's like for Kobayashi to have this moment of, oh, right,
being asked to attend school events. Yeah.
And this is something where she kind of sees it in a little bit of as an obligation, kind of a duty. This is something that she ought to do. Yeah. But by the end of it, she's very happy that she did this. Yep. Because I totally get the dynamic. Totally get the dynamic of the parent that would absolutely love to be there for their child, but they can't. It's really not possible. They're thinking about bills that need to get paid. Not only that, the fact that if they don't do a great job on this, specific deadline thing, that puts into question some aspect of their job maybe a year or two in the future or something. Like it's a thing of where it's like, oh, that goes on my permanent record as like, hey, Department B, they did kind of an average job on delivering that product there. It's like, well, wait, who was on point with that? Well, they were all there. Kobayashi took a day off, though, in the middle of it.
Right, like right at the end. It's kind of, weirdly timed there, yeah.
Right, exactly. And I remember many times where, it's funny enough, because our dad was also a computer programmer. So there's that aspect of, I understand the thing of the conquering Hades is him at a computer just writing tons of lines of code and just going to town. And I remember multiple points where there would be things where he would be able to work at home. And I saw that as a able thing, like as a good thing. What it actually was is that he was crunching for, I am working off hours to get this thing done as fast as possible. It's not extra pay being made for this work. So it's extra stressful because it's like, he's either covering the slack for the team, covering the slack for maybe something where he didn't go all out in the big thing there, or just covering the slack in that they're giving a ridiculously tough deadline to meet for a certain thing. And I'd be like, Dad, let's go throw the frisbee. Let's go can you throw a baseball with me? Go do this thing. And he'd look at me like, you know what? Can we do that tomorrow? And I'd be like, yeah, for sure. Or something where it's like, hey, it's summertime and, there's this really cool lake that all my friends are wanting to go to, but I can't get them to drive. Can you drive me there? And he's like, and he gives that look where it's like, he wants to say yes. And it's like, in that moment, even if you're 7 years old, you understand. You're smart. You understand. He does not want to be forced into this situation to say yes or no.
Right.
It's just a Kobayashi Maru for him. And then you break inside. Yes. I was waiting for that. It's something where you're just breaking, your heart is broken inside, because even if you don't know why the details of the work situation or stuff like that, you then go, oh, it's okay. It's okay. It'll be fine. And you don't even want to say that, but then it breaks their heart because then they're like, So it's just, the family drama of it is just perfectly represented here.
Right. And the fact that it's over such normal things. Right. Because there are so many stories out there where it's like, okay, family drama, then we need to have, crazy things that aren't as relatable, right? Whereas something as simple as a school event, right? And I would love to have you there for the school event. Oh, but work, right? That's so simple. That is so simple.
It's not some crazy extenuating circumstances.
Like in some cases, some people might see it as too boring almost, because it's not high stakes enough or something. Right. No. But to Kana, that is absolutely the highest stakes thing for her right now, right?
They've done this a couple times earlier on in the show by having Kana kind of have little things where she's kind of looking to potentially get spoiled on, but she doesn't realize the consequences of her being spoiled, so she kind of doesn't really think about that. But then she notices that for Kobayashi, it's like, oh, this is something that costs her something. I don't want to bother her. I loved that little scene way back when she was getting the school supplies. That is still one of my favorite scenes in the show.
It's so good. It's so good because Kana is adorable, right? No question about that.
Yeah.
But this is what makes me really love Kana. Right, is this stuff? It's not just the fact that she's so cute and all that stuff, right? But all these conflicts that make it be it's like a proclamation to weebs everywhere. Just have kids, reproduce, right? Please, for the love of God, don't die out as a species. Right, but just the simple sort of pain but also happiness that go hand in hand of Kobayashi wanting to be there for Kana, but then she has to work like crazy all leading up to the event just so that she can be there, right? And that's hard, right? And she needed some extra help, right? Like the fact that Takeo was like, hey, let me help you out, and then you can just buy drinks next time, right?
Yeah.
It's like she probably appreciated that so much.
So much, yeah.
But yeah.
I liked also that we kind of relegated this stuff with Elma to being just a little running gag because I wanted the focus to be primarily on the main three. Now they did give a little bit of focus to Lukoa and Shota, which was hilariously funny. It was like awesome when I predicted the boob distraction gag. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, cavalry battle.
You have to stay focused on these. We've seen My Hero. Oh, okay. Yep. The boobs. There it is. And
or the
Shota was victorious.
The scavenger hunt or the treasure hunt, and it's like
world class.
Oh
my god.
Can you come over here, please?
You know what would have been really funny? Would have been really funny. Now, there's obviously the gag of, well, he took it to a guy judge.
Right.
There's a subjectivity aspect to the thing there. World class is like an adjective.
Right.
So you have to kind of convince the person that it's world class. Now, as a guy, it makes sense a little bit for as a straight guy to be like, yep,
right.
Yep,
and
absolutely. But would have been even funnier is if it was a girl and then, she has this moment of like just like or not even that. Let's make it super wholesome. Just a moment of like, sure. like either way would have been great. But I felt like they went for more the quick, snappy, which is just the yep. Can't deny it. Yep.
Right. Well, and it's also the thing of like that Shota is like, he acknowledges it basically. He's like,
that's true.
He's like, listen, it's the idea of some of the things you do, not okay. But I do acknowledge that they are indeed
world class.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Then the final scene of them all coming together and having a moment where, as a family, they kind of are really just grateful for having each other. And it's really a fun just kind of look to see the three of them just sitting on a park bench, just this was a good day. This is a good day.
All right, now let's tussle for real.
Yeah, now let's go all out. Let's let loose. And I just love that that's something that Toru, being so ridiculously powerful, is capable of having that entire thing happen when there's no people around, and also just rewriting reality back into the state that it previously was. And it's just fun because and
bringing up the question of Kana, are you still satisfied even though you weren't able to go all out, right? Because for the entire sports festival, there were some points like with the jump rope, right, where Kana can't really just make the problem all go away, right? Like, she can't just automatically win because it's team sport.
But for the three-legged race, there's a little bit of wiggle room. She could have made
just
them win.
Picked up Saikawa and just But then with the relay race, you're thinking, oh, Saikawa fell behind, so this is where she's going to do it, right?
She's going to exert her
She's going to exert her dragon powers and just run it in 5 seconds or something, right?
Sure.
But she doesn't.
Nope.
Right? And it's that kind of that lesson of that she sees it as valuable enough to really be trying her best on the same playing field as the rest of them.
Right.
And I feel like maybe the connection isn't necessarily supposed to be made, but I feel like it's kind of similar, it references the fact that she watched Kobayashi working.
Oh,
and that she could see just how hard it was for a human doing human work. Right. So then when it comes time to compete, she competes as a human.
She respects the effort and struggle of human beings doing this. Yes, I think that's a great insight there, because when we think of Kana basically being in this environment where she's accepted, she very much values that. But I think she also realizes that Saikawa a little bit has some let's just say issues with being accepted as well.
Yes.
So if she was to drag all the spotlight onto her, and drag everything as like, I am the best or what have
right.
you, Saikawa would eventually probably not want to be around her as well.
Oh,
so then she specifically at the end of the thing says, no, it was your closing the gap that made this all possible.
Yep.
And then when she would have been jealous, because she was for a split second, because Kana was getting all the attention, then because of that little bit of praise, she's like, yep, okay, I'm fine showering you with all the praise. It was a mature way to handle this, but it was also something that I felt like was because Kana wants to be a part of their little school family.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was really sweet. But y'all, this was a wonderful episode. Looking forward to more wholesomeness. And if you want to see the next episode's reaction discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access. So you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general. And you can also talk with Jake about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
Yep. I wrote a sci-fi novel. It's called Battle Lines. It's super duper awesome. And it's on Amazon. Link in the description down below. Go check it out.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.